All right, and welcome back to our final episode of our coverage of The Circle. This is going to cover the finale. This is going to be episodes 11 and 12. And with me, as always, who's gone with me through this whole journey is Jay West. How you doing, Jay West?
Hey, what's up, man?
All right. So we're going to make this pretty short and sweet. I mean, we're a little behind the curve here, and everything is out, and everybody kind of knows what's going on. But we definitely want to get this finished up and put a final nail in this. So we'll go ahead and get started. So here we left off with episode 10. We had Sean. She's giving her a farewell message. And with that, she kind of tells everybody that there's some secrets out there and people are holding back. And with her saying that, it has Sammy reaching out to Ed to kind of figure out what the hell is going on and why would she say something like that. And they kind of think that maybe that Joey's not who he says he is. And I don't know. They're kind of about different things. But they both agree that they really like Joey. They think that that's someone that they want to be in an alliance with and go to the end with. But they also throw out that they're concerned about Rebecca. Once again, Rebecca gets in the spotlight and everybody's kind of wondering what's going on with her. So after that, you got Shuby. He reaches out to Joey, and Shuby, he once again, he's got that broy Joey thing going on. He's making sure that that him and Joey are in it to the end, and Joey, he kind of reiterates that the whole reason that Rebecca is still in it is because of his friendship with Shuby. So I think that gives Joey a little bit of credit there, a little social credit in this game. And so what are you thinking up to this point? You got any comments?
At first when I watched it, I was like, Joey, why did you, when he was the super influencer, when he eliminated Sean, I was really mad because I was feeling like he wasn't very strategic. I really felt like his biggest threat in the game was somebody like Shuby. He made the argument why he think Joey was his biggest opponent, but he really, gave himself more of a praise by saying I was an influencer 4 times in a row after being 8th. And, Joey pretty much agreed with him. Right. And once he agreed with him, he was like, you're right. If you was to win, I would want to stay friends. He was just real humble about it. Right. And once he was humble about it, you would think coming super influencer, you would take out the person that pretty much said why he is the biggest threat in the game. And he didn't, but it ended up playing in Joey's favor more so because he was loyal throughout the whole season. You don't want to play like too cutthroat at the wrong time because people might think. But the thing is, he ended up outing himself. That's where I was kind of mad. Like Ed and Tammy was like, "Oh, Joey, if I was you, why did you say it?" Like, and I was thinking the same thing. Like, but end up everything Joey was doing, it ended up working in his favor because that was him. He was so bold the whole time, telling everybody how he actually feels, and that's why I feel like everyone really liked him because he wasn't holding back.
Mm-hmm. So and we'll see, and that plays well for him in the end. So after that, they decided the Circle is going to play a game, and this is called Most Likely. And again, with these kind of games, to me, these are kind of fillers. They just kind of, I think that the Circle plays these games in hopes that there's going to be some dirt thrown, but there's really not. There's nothing really out there that people get to see any kind of a controversy and thing like that. So I'm kind of hoping that if Netflix carries this on the next season, that they try to find some little bit better ways to make put people in these more awkward situations. And so they kind of, go after each other a little bit more. Yeah.
But, like for instance, if they was to do a competition, they should it should be like a time competition. Like obviously the cake baking competition, they had a countdown. But I'm doing more so like a competition. Like if I don't know, you have to all wear like oven gloves. You can't, say for instance, I will play a catfish for a girl. Obviously, my hands is a lot bigger than the average girl, but if I'm wearing, oven gloves and I'm trying to stack cups in a fashionable time, it could, I don't know, it could be a problem for everybody. So right. I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
more I'm more of a competitor. That's the only reason I couldn't see myself playing the circle, because I think I would go crazy in that room. But honestly, like, I like the show. If they was to pick it up again, like Netflix was to pick up for another season, I really feel like they should throw some more twists.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, at least some more questionnaires where they're kind of more psychological based questionnaires, maybe.
Yeah.
And kind of say, what are you thinking of, according to this profile, what is your impressions of, and give them questions with that and post that out there and make people a little more, I don't know, challenge each other, I guess, with who they really are, make them prove that they are what they are. But it is what it is. So,
that's true.
Yeah. So now we're going to, after this, we go to the final ratings. And so there's not going to be any influencers. And with those ratings, they're going to decide who the winner is. And so after a much deliberation, the players, they rate each other. And once the ratings are complete and tally, they go pretty much right to the results. And with that, there's a little bit of a twist where they say that whoever's ranked the lowest is automatically blocked. So in the end, you've got Ed, who comes in last, and he is blocked. And to me, I think with that voting, you had the group kind of with that first in, last out kind of mentality. They are all kind of the originals.
Yep.
I think they stuck together, and I figured that they were going to get the newest person out. I think that was kind of an easy choice. So once Ed is blocked, of course, as when you're always blocked, you get to go visit one player. And Ed, he chooses to visit Sammy. And I think that's the last thing Sammy wanted. She really was hoping he wouldn't come, but he did. And not only did she get a visit from Ed, she gets a visit from Ed's mom, and I think Ed comes in there hoping that there's going to be a little bit of a romantic encounter, but Sammy, she shot that down.
Right. So
quick,
she got a boyfriend.
I got a boyfriend,
Right.
and saying that, hey, my whole game was to flirt with guys and then put them in the friend zone and things like that. So I think that was, I think Ed was in a little bit of an awkward situation, but yeah. So, but who knows? After, you never know what goes on after
right
these seasons. So now we have our top five, and as a kind of as a reward, I guess the circle gives them a luxury breakfast, and so they all get to sit around and have mimosas and have a nice breakfast. But in the middle of the breakfast, they get a video message from Ed, and I was a little disappointed in Ed's message. He was pretty nice. He did introduce it. Hey, I got my mom playing with me. And people were like, oh wow. But again, you get with the opportunities to even lie, just lie and say, something. I don't know, just to throw a wrench in it. But Ed doesn't do that, So,
I guess for Ed, it was really no point for him anymore. You know what I mean? Like, the votes already happened. There's nothing going to change, even if he was to stir the pot up and have people think anything.
Yeah.
The game's over.
Oh, yeah.
But it's still like, I would have still did the same thing. Just had people on edge.
Yeah. Yeah. I would too, but it is what it is. So, so after that breakfast, the circle, they get to play some video messages for those players who never received one. So that was pretty nice. The first one was Shubham. He gets a message from his dad, and it was a really nice message. And you can kind of see where Shubham gets his personality from. He was just an older Shubham, which was really nice.
Exactly, yeah.
He's a sweet guy, Then after that, Chris gets a message from his mom, and it was really another nice, uplifting message. I think that really, uplifted Chris's spirit. I think he was feeling really good after that. And last, you had Rebecca or Seaburn.
Right.
He gets a message from his girlfriend, whose name was actually Sammy, which wasn't Rebecca. So that was kind of weird. So I wonder if the circle made him change the name so there wouldn't be a whole lot of confusion, because
I think that's weird though. Like, why wouldn't you just keep the name? You know what I mean? Like say for instance, the cast is obviously going to be close. They're all going to be friends, and they remember Rebecca's name from playing the game the whole time with that face, and now the face is actually Sammy.
Right.
So eventually, being that's his girlfriend, she might come around these events. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Rebecca, Sammy, what the hell?
Yeah. And I'm sure you got to wonder if her friends on the outside are giving her a hard time, calling her Rebecca or something like that, but it was a nice message, and all these were pretty cool, to be able to do that. So with that, you had the final ratings locked in, and so now it's time for the results. But now these players, they have to meet face to face. So here's a little bit of the dun 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 moment, so they have to go to the inner circle and meet. And so they all go in one at a time. The first one to go in was Shoe Bomb. He sits down. He's pretty nervous. He doesn't know what to think. And so in comes Seaburn after that. And the first thing he goes is like, "Are you Joey?" And he's like, "Nope, I'm Rebecca." And
he just put his head down.
Yeah. I mean, and you got to think that guy Shoe Bomb felt pretty foolish because of all the preaching that he did about, being yourself and being authentic, and here his, sister in the game is not who she says she was. So, you could really tell in his face that he just was pretty torn about how to react to that,
It was so funny.
Yeah. And so Seaburn, talks to him and kind of talks about that. He's a very emotional guy, and that he wanted to play with his emotions, but he didn't want to do it with him. He wanted to do it with a female pitchers, and he thought that would work well, but Shoe Bomb was pretty forgiving, and now he's accepting him as a brother, instead of his sister in the game. So, I don't know. Again, nobody's angry at each other with this thing, So, but the rest of the crew comes in. You got Sammy comes in next, and she's really excited about seeing Shoe Bomb, and she's real giggly and hugging on him, and she reacts pretty well to Rebecca. No anger or anything like that. Chris walks in next, just being Chris, being himself. But he did say, "I was so glad that you're
a catfish."
Yeah, because he like he said, he in the back of his head, he's like, something is just not adding up, and he was right for the most part. And so last to come in was Joey, and so Shoe Bomb was, really, I think he was so thankful that.
Right. He was heartbroken if his number 2 alliance members were like both catfish. You heard it first. "Are you Joey?"
Yeah.
I was praying to God Joey or Rebecca was a catfish, but it was so funny.
Yeah. So and it was kind of funny if you notice when Shoe Bomb was talking, he had his drink, and he flings his drink, and it almost gets on Seaburn. That kid, I don't know. The thing is I think you're going to see more of him. I think in the future, that
would be dope.
He's just a really interesting character,
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah, I do too. And so after that, they have a big reunion show. I'm not really going to get into it. It was just a bunch of recapping stuff, and it was kind of going over what had happened and people's kind of reactions to things like that. So, but it's not. Now it's time to announce the winner, and the winner is Joey. Yeah. So I don't know. I was a little surprised by it. I thought Shoe Bomb was going to be the one to win, just because of his consistently being an influencer.
He was even still number 1 and 2, right? He was up there for number 2.
He was number 2. Yeah, he was. But Joey won it, and so I really don't have anything more to say about that. Really, I don't know if you get what's your thoughts on this whole season up to this point.
I was honestly I was really thinking that Chris was going to pull this one out. I didn't think that Joey was going to be the influencer. I mean, the number 1 winner at the end of the game either, until Joey. I mean, it wasn't Chris 3rd or 4th.
Mm-hmm. Chris was 3rd. Yeah.
Yes.
No,
I think Sammy was. It was Rebecca 1st, 5th. And then I think it was Sammy.
Okay.
And then Chris. Or I could be wrong, but I don't know. But, Chris, I had him winning. In my heart, I really thought that it was his turn because he really started playing strategic with the picking for the last order. And even Joey, he said he switched Shoe Bomb and he made Shoe Bomb 4th for that last rating, or 5th. I don't know. That was the first time throughout the whole season he ever did a switch. And Shoe Bomb was his number 1 guy, but for him doing that switch and that making him number 1, But I just thought that switch was going to either mess him up too, because Shubham, he's always in everyone's good graces. So I just assumed that Chris was going to get bumped up. But I don't know. Joey, I felt like by him being so loyal and telling everybody everything, they had to keep him close, like at least number 3. You know what I mean? He wasn't he wasn't under no one's third person every time. So that played a big part.
Well, to me, you also had you've never had Chris or Shubham anybody, or what I'm trying to say is nobody ever said anything negative about him, and nobody was ever kind of questioning what they were doing. I mean, because here Joey, he kind of throws out about what's her name, Mercedes, saying that she was a catfish. I mean, Joey was able to be a little more confrontational, where Chris and Shubham never were. And I thought maybe they were going to be. I'm kind of like you. I thought they would be a lot higher in it, but hey, it is what it is. And they obviously amongst themselves felt that Joey was the most deserving. So congrats to him. So yeah, I guess that wraps up the season of The Circle. And like I said before, I hope that they will bring another season back. And I'm going to look for auditions. I'm going to try to audition because they need to find some people that are just going to
stir the pot up,
get dirty a little bit, But yeah. So I want to thank everybody for watching and liking everything and sharing. And again, as always, thanks so much to Jordan to doing this with me. And we're going to keep doing things like this with different shows and different things, and you'll see a lot more of us. And so, any final words, Jordan, before we say goodbye?
Nah, man, I'm just thankful to Matt. Everybody, if you've not subscribed to his channel, you should, and follow me at J_West31 on all social medias, Twitter, Instagram, and that's about it. I love making my daily rants talking about basically nothing, but if you into anything I'm into, I'm down for a good conflict.
Right, that's right. And be sure, like everybody, be sure you're watching Sequester. We got the last, I think we're down to the last 2 episodes. It'll be this Sunday and next Wednesday, I think is the finale. So be sure to be checking that out. All right, with that, we will say goodbye and we will see you guys soon.